Minnesota Vikings are not done making big free agency splashes. About maybe 20 minutes ago, Patrick Peterson announced on the All Things Covered podcast with Bryant McFadden that he is coming back to the Minnesota Vikings on a 1-year deal. The terms of the contract have not yet been released. I'm super pumped to have him back. Obviously, we've talked ad nauseum about the depth at corner and the concerns there. Always had a feeling. I think you actually even mentioned in one of our videos, one of our recordings, that we would bring him back. And it's happening. He's coming back. Obviously, he had a solid year last year, missed a few games with COVID and injury and whatnot. But when he played, he's not the Patrick Peterson of old, of course, but he's still a damn solid player. If we bring in a draft pick, which this should not dissuade the Vikings from taking a corner at 12 if someone they really like is there, or at any point in the draft, he still needs the depth. But he's going to be a great mentor to a young corner like that. And I'm excited. I'm excited Patrick Peterson made the right choice, and that he wanted to come back anyway.
Yeah, he did.
That Kwesi made the right choice in bringing back a guy like Patrick Peterson. Wow, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, exactly. It'll be interesting what the contract looks like, and we won't know until he releases it on his podcast. But yeah, no, I'm super pumped. We really need more cornerbacks. Without him, knowing that he's there, it definitely creates some sort of like safety net. Like at the very least, we'll go into what we had last year. But I do think, cornerbacks still are priority. And I still want to 100% say that we shouldn't we'll see what his contract looks like. I'm not sure how much we paid him, but there's still some quarterbacks out there that would still be worth us grabbing. I'm not sure if we will, but
yeah,
no, I think it's big. It's big. It was important. I think, he isn't the same as he used to be, but I still think he has really good game, or a lot still left in the tank. And I still think he could have even a better season next year than last year. He's, second year with the same players and all that good stuff. And that leadership. And that's the biggest thing, is the leadership role. Cause it was like, either we get Stephon Gilmore, which would be super nice if we got him, cause he still is looking pretty good, but he has that veteran presence and that leadership. And that's why I think Patrick Peterson is so important to have him. I was always wanting to have him come back more than a lot of these other cornerbacks. I think specifically because I think we have a good shot at a good cornerback coming into this draft. And it'll be nice to have that veteran presence for the new guys that come in, and then the guys we already have that are still really young. So I don't know. I'm pretty pumped for it. I think, I felt pretty positive that he was going to, and it seemed like it because he wanted to so bad, but it's nice that we know it happened. I really wanted to make sure we had it happen before the draft, especially.
Right. Yep.
So it's good, man. You can't ask for a better veteran presence than that. And someone that still has enough in the tank to be a good and definitely a worthy of starting in this league or whatever. But
yeah, for sure. And then I know he mentioned too, he said on the podcast, he said he's not asking for the people to back up the Brinks trucks anymore. He said he just wanted something reasonable, respectable. So I'm guessing it's probably not going to be league minimum. I'm going to guess.
No,
I would think probably somewhere $3 to $4 million, maybe even a little
more. I know what we gave 1 year, $10 million last year.
Yeah, I think it was 1 year,
something like that. So I don't know if I was going to make a guess. I'm going to probably say like 6, and I'd be okay with that. He's immediately arguably the first best cornerback on our team. Hopefully Dantzler takes another step forward next year, which would be fantastic. But so, it'd be worth the money for us for now, especially the veteran presence. We need that back there.
Right.
And, especially now with Harrison, we have Harrison Smith, but even buying him next year is going to be second year and pretty raw coming into that safety spot again. So it's good to get as many veterans back there as we can. Mm-hmm. And it just gives us, at the very least, that depth we need. Now, it doesn't feel so like our cornerbacks are just, like you said, we'll mention this actually. I'll just do it right now. But, we made a top 5 cornerback video that's coming out later this week. And so that happened before this news.
Same thing with the mock draft we did.
Same with the mock draft. So that happened before this news. So if we talk anything about our cornerback situation at the time, we've mentioned that it was just going to be right now. It's Dantzler, Chris Boyd, and Harrison Hand, and Ty, or what's the guy that we just
Ty Smith?
Ty Smith. I think. Yeah, Ty Smith.
Yeah.
Is that
and then Nate Hairston as well.
And then Sullivan.
Denver.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we got
And then Shannon Sullivan as well.
Shannon
Yep.
Sullivan.
See, but the thing that this does for me is it just, I mean, the whole draft is wide open now. You're not, I mean, because eventually you could have forced yourself to take a corner that you didn't love. So at this point, like the draft is 100% wide open. If they want to trade back, they have no need to force a cornerback at 12 if a guy they like isn't there. So, I mean, so it's, I don't know. That's the thing I like about it. You have the depth and the draft is now wide open for you. If you feel like there's a guard you like, you can take him instead of a corner because you don't need the corner because Patrick Peterson,
at least
can hold down the fort.
Yeah, at least in the first round. I mean, I still think you should at least definitely if I think it's still the priority number one. You want to get that cornerback that we'd want first round. If not, I still definitely think if you can get someone with our second pick, you should do it. But now, like you said, coming to our 12th pick in the first round, we're not forced. Like we could wait to the second round to get a cornerback now. And depending on if there is a guy there that is just too hard to not take, like if someone drops, because there's a couple guys out there that that could fall to us, and we just don't really know.
I think that they even mentioned on the podcast that they both like Derek Stingley Jr. Obviously, it goes to LSU just like Patrick Peterson did.
Yeah,
so
true.
I mean, they both liked him. They said if he's there, take him. So I mean,
yeah, exactly. And having Peterson in his presence there for someone like that to come in, especially if it's from LSU. And I think, man, having that kind of veteran presence, I think is an underrated aspect to like any football teams. Obviously, you have to have the skill too. Like if you have the veteran presence and you have that knowledge and experience mixed with, you can still be a very good starter. That combo is extremely helpful for any NFL team, I think.
Yeah, definitely. So this is a signing that we both kind of hoped was going to happen. It did happen, and I'm ready to get going. Patrick Peterson, probably one of the starting corners. So I think he's like you said, I think he's still got plenty left in the tank. So I'm excited about it. It's a good move. So
yeah, absolutely. We get one more cornerback. We pick one in the first round, man. Our corners are looking good. They're definitely looking better than last year.
Right, exactly. So obviously we'll keep an eye out for those contract details. When they do come out, we'll make sure to toss them on the GG Sports Podcast Twitter. If you're not following us on there already, you should, as well as our other social medias. So that being said, anything else you want to mention about the Patrick Peterson contract situation?
No. Let's just go into this draft and have one hell of a draft. Yeah. I mean, Quezzy's doing what he needs to do so far. I'm still be interesting to get like a guy like Treader or something in there, but
yeah, we'll see. But there's options. So either way, Patrick Peterson is going to stay a Minnesota Viking, and that's awesome. If you want to check out some of our other videos, be right up here for you. Most importantly, do not forget to subscribe to the channel, and we will see you guys on the next episode of the GG Sports Podcast.
SKOL Vikes.